Hi everyone, welcome to Aniverse. Today we're going to create a romantic glass candle in Blender. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. And if you enjoyed the tutorial, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Without further ado, let's dive in and get started. So I'm going to enable my screencast keys so that you can easily follow along with every key press and mouse click that I'm going to do. Okay, let's press Shift Ctrl X to save this project. You can name this candle.blend and let's save this project. Press numpad 1 to go to front view. Press A to select everything on your viewport. Press X to delete all the defaults. So we're going to add a cylinder for this. This is going to be the base of our glass. So press Shift A to add a cylinder. Go to Mesh and select Cylinder. Press Tab to enter edit mode. And let's zoom in. We're going to scale this in a little bit. So this is going to be the shape of our glass. So let's zoom in a little bit. Press 3 on your keyboard, not on your numpad, just on your keyboard. Press 3 to go to face mode. If you want to go to vertex mode, press 1 on your keyboard, not on your numpad. If you want to go to edge mode, press 2 on your keyboard, press 2. And if you want to go to face mode, press 3 to go to face mode. So I'm going to select this face right here. Press X to delete face 6. So I'm going to press 2 to go to edge mode. So I'm going to press Alt and left click to Alt select these edges. So I'm going to scale this out a little bit. So I'm going to press X to activate the scale tool. And let's scale this out a little bit. You can place your cursor right here, press X and drag this out to the right to scale. This is going to be the base shape of our glass candle. So let's tab out of edit mode. Okay, this is not looking bad. Press tab to enter edit mode. So I'm going to add a loop cut around here and slide it down just here. So I'm going to add another loop cut, Ctrl R to add another loop cut and slide it up. Just here is just fine. You can press G twice to bring this up in the Z axis. Press 3 to go to face mode. So I'm going to select this face, press I to insert a face. Press X to scale that out a little bit. Then press I again to insert another face right here. Press M on your keyboard to make at the center. Select center when you press M. Let's tab out of edit mode. Press tab to tab out of edit mode. Let's go to our modifier tab right here. Go to add modifier, go to generate and select solidify modifier to this and add to your scene. Then let's increase the thickness to 0.06. Or we can increase it more to 0.07. I think it's not bad. Then let's press Ctrl 1 on your keyboard, not on your numpad, Ctrl 1 to add subdivision surface modifier. We can increase the value to 2. We can increase the thickness of the solidify modifier to 8. Then let's tab into edit mode. We can add a loop cut around here. Press Ctrl R to add a loop cut and bring this up a little bit to make this look well defined. So let's tab out of edit mode. Let's right click to shade the smooth. So this is going to be the base of our glass. Then let's tab into edit mode. So I'm going to disable this solidify modifier for now. And let's disable this subdivision surface modifier for now. Press 1 on your numpad to go to front view. Let's turn on extreme mode. Another alternative for this extreme mode right here, instead of going to your right corner, you can press Alt Z on your keyboard to activate extreme mode. Go to face mode. I'm going to select these faces. Press B to both select these faces. Press Shift D to duplicate and press P to separate this by selection. Let's disable extreme mode right here. So we're going to tab out of edit mode. Let's select this one and let's tab into edit mode. So I'm going to select these edges right here. Go to edge mode, press 2 on your keyboard to go to edge mode. Then press Alt and left click to alt select these vertices or these edges right here. Then let's switch to vertex mode. Press 1 on your keyboard to switch to vertex mode. So we're going to activate the extrude key by pressing E, and we're going to scale this in by pressing X to activate the scale tool. And let's drag this in to the right side to scale this in. Okay, I think somewhere here is not bad. We can scale this in a little bit. Then we're going to do that again. Press E and X to extrude and scale. So I'm going to press M on our keyboard and let's merge this at last. With these vertices selected at the center, we're going to bring this down a little bit. Let's add another loop cut around there. Ctrl R to add another loop cut. And let's press Alt and click to select these vertices. Press G twice to bring this in. Then let's Alt select. Press Alt and left click to Alt select. And press G twice to bring this in. Let's tab out of edit mode and let's enable this solidify modifier and also enable this subdivision surface. Let's select our class and let's enable this solidify modifier and also let's enable this subdivision surface modifier. Okay guys, this is how it's looking and this is not looking bad at all. So let's add a single vertex to this. So I'm going to press Shift A. Let's go to mesh and select add single vertex. Okay, if you have not enabled add mesh extra objects in the add-on settings, you won't be able to see the add single vert option. So to do that, you can go to edit right here, go to preferences. You can type add mesh. If you notice, it's already ticked, so you can tick it and go to auto save preferences and save preferences and turn this off. And when you press Shift A, go to mesh, you see this add single vert. When you add single vert, you notice it should take you to edit mode. So we're going to be extruding this. Let's bring this out. Let's turn on extrude mode to see it. Okay, it's right here. So we're going to bring this out. So let's extrude. Press E to activate the extrude key in the Z axis. Press Z, so we're going to extrude in the Z axis. So let's extrude again. Press E and Z to extrude. And let's move this in the x-axis a little bit and press E and Z to extrude. And let's move this in the x-axis a little bit. Then let's tab out of edit mode. Press tab to go out of edit mode. So I'm going to right click on this. Let's convert this to curve. Select curve right here. Then right here at your left side, you see this curve data properties. Click on it. Then go to geometry. Go to bevel. Let's increase the depth a little bit. You can increase it to 0.01 and let's fill the caps. So with this rope selected, let's tab into edit mode. Press tab to enter edit mode. We are going to select this vertex right here and let's press Alt S to scale this in. So we are going to press Alt S again to scale this in. Same here, Alt S to scale this in. Let's tab out of edit mode. And let's press Ctrl 1 to add subdivision surface modifier. Let's go to modifier tab, or you can just go to modifier tab and go to add modifier, go to generate and select subdivision surface. So let's increase this to 2 to make it smoother. Okay, I think this is not looking bad at all. So guys, let's add flame to this. Before then, let's save our work. Press Shift S to save our work. So let's press Shift A, go to mesh and let's select round cube. Then let's go to add round cube. Let's change this to quad fair. Select this and tab into edit mode. Let's move this out a little bit. Let's scale this in and let's bring this down. Okay, let's turn on this proportional editing. Press O on your keyboard to turn on proportional editing, or you can just turn it on right here and make sure it's on smooth. Let's select any of these vertices. You can select one vertex. Let's press G to change the scale of the proportional editing. And let's scroll forward to change the scale. Then let's bring this in the Z axis. You can scroll out. Let's bring this in the Z axis and scroll your mouse as you are bringing this in the Z axis to change the shape a little bit. Okay, if you notice, this is already looking like a flame or how a flame should look. So press A to select everything and bring this down a little bit. Let's tab out of edit mode and let's shade this smooth. Right click to shade this smooth. So I'm going to go to front view, press 1 on your keyboard to go to front view. Select this glass base, press tab to enter edit mode. We're going to add a loop cut. Let's disable subdivision surface for now. And let's disable this solidify for now. Let's add a loop cut. Ctrl R to add a loop cut. You can scroll on your mouse to add another loop cut. Press X and Z to scale in the Z axis. Then let's activate this solidify modifier and let's activate this subdivision surface modifier. Okay, this is not looking bad. Let's tab into edit mode. So we're going to select these faces right here. Press 3 to go to face mode. We're going to select these faces right here in front view. Press numpad 1 to go to front view. Holding shift, we're going to select these faces. So we're going to press shift D to duplicate and press P to separate by selection. So let's tab out of edit mode, press tab and let's select this that we just duplicated. Tab into edit mode. So I'm going to press A to select everything. Let's bring this out a little bit. I'm going to add a loop cut around here and around here. So let's press Ctrl R to add a loop cut and let's left click and slide this up in the Z axis. Let's add another loop cut. Press Ctrl R and let's left click and slide this in the Z axis to somewhere around here is okay. So let's reduce the thickness in solidify modifier. We can reduce it to 4. Okay, I think 4 is not bad, or we can reduce it to 3 or 2. You can keep it at 3. 3 is not bad. We're going to add text to this. So with our cursor placed right here, press shift right click to place our cursor right here. Let's add text to this. Press shift A to add text. Then let's scroll down and select text. We're going to rotate this 90 degrees in the X axis and let's tab into edit mode. So I'm going to name this is a romantic candle, so let's just name this love. Press tab to enter object mode. So we're going to scale this in and move this to the side. So let's scale this out a little bit and move this to the side. If you notice, this text is not on our label, so we're going to add a shrink wrap to this. With this text selected, let's go to our modifier tab. Let's go to deform and let's add a shrink wrap modifier to this. With our love selected, our text, and let's change the font. We can select this on the font settings, select this one, and let's scroll through. You can choose any of these fonts and add to your scene. So I'm going to select this one and click on open fonts. So this is how it's looking. I think this actually fits the text. So you can scale this out a little bit. Let's go to our modifier tab and let's apply this to the label. With our text selected, we're going to press Ctrl A to apply scale. Then let's go to objects, or we can just right click and let's convert this to mesh. So let's move this to the center. Tab into edit mode. We can select everything, A to select, and we can extrude. And we can select everything, A to select, and bring this back. If you notice, this is actually sitting on our label. Let's press tab to tab out of edit mode. And let's bring this to the center. Okay guys, let's add material to our scene. Press Shift S to save your work. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to go to the left corner right here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to select this vertical split. And let's place this somewhere around here. And let's left click. And let's move this out a little bit. So we're going to use this part as our shader editor. So we're going to switch this to from 3D viewport to shader editor. And we are going to press Z on our keyboard to switch from solid to material preview. So I'm going to select the base of our glass. Let's name this in our outliner. So I'm going to select this one and let's name this glass on our outliner. So I'm going to select our candle. Let's name this candle. So let's select our flame. Let's name this flame. So same with this one. Let's select our rope and we can just name this rope. Let's select our label. So we can name this you can name this anything you want to give it. So I'm going to name it LB. And let's select our text and let's leave it at text. Or we can just name it. We can name it LB text. Okay, let's add some materials to this. Let's select the base of our glass. Let's go to material tab. Press this plus sign right here to add material to your scene. So we're going to give this a glass material. So I'm going to change this principled BSDF to glass. Let's reduce the roughness to 0.001. And let's reduce this IOR to 1.33. On the settings right here, on the glass settings right here, let's change this to alpha blend. And let's turn on this screen space right here. So let's go to render properties on Eevee. Let's turn on this ambient conclusion and let's turn on this bloom for the flame. So we're going to turn on this right here. Let's turn on this refraction. So if you notice, this is transparent right now. Okay, and it's not looking bad. So let's go back to material properties. We can turn this on. Let's select our candle. Let's give this a cream color. Let's add new, select new to add a material. So let's give this a cream color right here. You can reduce the roughness to make it shiny. So let's select this candle. Let's name this candle on material tab. And let's select our glass. Let's name this glass on material tab. So same goes for this right here. So I'm going to add a material to this. Click on this plus sign and click on new to add a material. Let's give this a dark color. You can leave it right here. I think this is okay. We can increase the roughness. And let's select this rope again and let's shade this smooth. Let's select our flame. So we're going to give this an emission to simulate a glowing flame. So let's press this plus sign and click on new to add a material to this. Let's change this principled BSDF to emission. So I'm going to disconnect this. Let's press Shift A to add a transparent BSDF. So this is going to make the flame transparent. And let's add a mist shader. This is going to combine the emission and the transparent BSDF to make the flame transparent. So press Shift A to add a mist shader. Let's bring this in right here. Let's bring this out and let's position this very well. So I'm going to connect this emission to the first input of the mist shader. And I'm going to connect the transparent BSDF to the second input of the mist shader. And I'm going to connect the output of the mist shader to the surface of material output. If you notice, you see a glowing effect right here. So let's change the emission color. We can give it an orange color or we can just place this in between orange and yellow. So let's increase the value. You can increase the value to 5. Okay, let's increase the value to 10 and see what happens. Okay, I think this is much better. So I'm going to press Ctrl X to save this project. Then we are going to add color ramp to this to control the opacity of the flame from bottom to top. So press Shift A to add color ramp. Let's place this around here. Let's add a gradient texture. Press Shift A to add a gradient texture. So I'm going to connect this color ramp to the factor of the mix shader. Let's move this up. Let's select this and let's move this down. Then I'm going to connect the color of the gradient texture to the factor of the color ramp. Okay, let's set the left side of this color ramp to gray, and let's move this to the right, and let's move the white to the left. If you notice, you see the vertical split happening right here. So if you move this out, you see that it's on this other side. So if you move this to the right, you see that it's smaller. You can move this, you can position this right here. So to rotate this, you can press Ctrl T on your keyboard to add texture coordinate and mapping node. If you don't see this when you press Ctrl T, just go to edit and go to preferences right here. Go to add-on and search for node. When you type in node, you see node arrange, node preset, and node wrangler. Enable all of them. Save preferences. And when you press Ctrl T, this is going to pop up. So if you want to rotate this, you can go to the Z axis on your mapping node. You can go to the Z axis and you can rotate this down. If you notice, when we move this to the right, notice that this is going down. And when we move this to the left, notice that it is increasing, it's going up. Alright guys, we can leave this way for now. Let's select our label and let's go to material tab. We can give this a pink material. I think this is not bad. Let's increase the roughness a little bit, and let's increase the specular a little bit. So I'm going to select this text and let's add a material to it. You can click on this plus sign and select new to add a material. So we can leave it at white. I think it's not bad. Increase the roughness a little bit. Let's name our object in material tab. Select this glass and go to material tab. Let's name this glass. Let's name this flame. Let's select our label. Let's name this LB. So we're going to do the same for all our objects. We're going to add a background plane. Press Z to go to solid view. Press Shift S to place cursor toward origin. Press Shift A to add a plane. Go to mesh and select plane and add to your scene. We're going to bring this down and let's scale this out a little bit. Let's go to the side view. Press numpad 3 to go to the side view. Press tab to enter edit mode. Let's select this edge right here. Press 2 to go to the edge menu. Let's move this back. Turn off proportional editing. Let's extrude this. Press E to activate the extrude key and let's extrude in the Z axis. Press E and Z to extrude in the Z axis. Press A to select everything and press X to scale in the X axis. So I'm going to select this edge right here and move this out a little bit. Let's select this edge right here. We're going to press Ctrl B to bevel. You can scroll on your mouse to increase the number of counts. Then let's tab out of edit mode and let's shade this smooth. Right click to shade smooth. Press Z to go to material view. Let's select this background plane. Let's give this a very soft color. We can give this a light purple. So we're going to add camera to our scene. So I'm going to press Shift A. Let's scroll down and let's select camera and add to our scene. Press 3 to go to the side and let's move this out. We're going to move this up in the Z axis using the gizmo. Press 0 on your numpad to snap camera to view. Using fly mode, we're going to bring this back a little bit. So with the camera selected, let's go to the camera properties. Let's change the type from perspective to orthographic. So let's move this in the Y axis. I'm going to change this to 3D viewport and I'm going to snap camera to view. So this is going to be our render view. Let's press Z to go to rendered view. So this is how our scene is looking in rendered view. So let's go back to material view. Let's add light to our scene. Press Shift A to add lights. Let's add an area light to our scene. So I'm going to change the power to 500. Let's change the color to light blue. Then I'm going to increase the size a little bit, and let's change the shape to disc. Then let's switch to rendered view on this side. So this is EV. This is how it's showing on EV. So let's duplicate this. Press Shift D to duplicate, and let's move this to the side. Press number 7. Let's view from the top view. We're going to rotate this from the top view. Let's select this one. Let's go to light data properties. Let's reduce this to 300. And let's change the light. We can give this a light purple, or we can make it red. So I'm going to reduce the size of this one. I'm going to reduce the size a little bit. And let's bring this down a little bit. We're going to rotate. Let's switch this to material view. Press Z to switch to material preview. So I'm going to change this to solid view. If you want to animate the flame, we can use shape keys to do that. So let's go to data properties. Then let's add a new shape key right here. With the flame selected, let's click on this plus sign to add a new shape key. Let's click on this plus sign again to add a new shape key. So let's tab into edit mode, turn on proportional editing, or press O to turn on proportional editing. Let's switch to random from smooth. Let's switch to random. I'm going to press G to scale this out a little bit. Let's select this vertex right here and press G. Let's scale this out. So let's move this. I want the whole flame to move. Let's move this. Okay, let's tab out of edit mode. You see it's still maintaining the same shape, so I'm going to increase the value. You see this is how it's moving. This is how it's moving. If you check in the material view, you see this is how it's looking, and this is how it's moving. Click on this plus sign to add another shape key. Let's tab into edit mode. Select this vertex right here. Press G. Let's bring this down. Let's tab out of edit mode. Let's increase the value. You see, this is how it's moving. So you can actually add keyframe to this. You can select this one. Go to our timeline. With this selected, let's insert keyframe to this. I'm going to select this first key. Then let's go to this dot right here and click on it. This is going to insert a keyframe to this. So you can press Ctrl T to do this in seconds. So you can move this around and you can place this right here, and you can increase the value, and you can click on this button right here to add a keyframe. You can move this out a little bit and you can reduce this a little bit. You can click on this button right here to add a keyframe, and you can do the same. You can move this right here and you can bring this down, or you can bring it up. Click on this button right here to add a keyframe, and you can reduce this a little bit and click on this button right here to add a keyframe. You can play with this. You can add many keyframes and play with them to give you something that looks realistic. Okay, let's play this and see. If you notice, it's actually very slow. So you can select this, press G to move this out. Select this. Let's place this right here. You can scale this in. Then let's press Shift D and let's duplicate and move this to the side. So we're going to press Shift D again, duplicate and move this to the side. So this is not actually how it's supposed to be done, but you can take your time to work on it. You can take your time to play around it to get something that looks realistic. At least you know the basics on how to get it done. Okay, when you play this, this is how it's going to be like. This is not looking too realistic, but you can play around this. You can play around this. You can have fun with it to create something that looks very much realistic. Once you are done with that, if you want to render what you have actually created, if you want to render it as a video, just go to your output tab right here, then click on this to select the folder you want your video to go to. You can click on this, select the folder, or you can create a new folder, then click accept. Then if you want to render in PNG, of course, I always recommend you to render in PNG in case there's an error while recording as a video. So you can use PNG to record and bring it back to Blender to edit, or if you have a software that can compile PNG images to a video, you can use the software. So when you select this one, it's going to render as a video. Then let's go to the encoding. Let's change this to MPEG-4. Then let's change the output quality. We can change this to lossless, or we can maintain high quality. When you render as a video, you're going to see the results on your document or whichever folder that you selected. Then let's go to render properties. Of course, if you're using Eevee, make sure your ambient conclusion is turned on and your bloom is turned on and your screen space is turned on. So let's go to color management. So I'm going to change this to very high contrast. Then let's switch from Eevee to Cycles. In the render properties, we are going to change this from CPU to GPU. Then let's turn on the noise and let's turn off this noise threshold. Let's change this to 128. So I'm going to turn on simplify. So in material view, I'm going to duplicate our glass candle. So let's select this background, press H to hide. With X-ray mode turned on right here, let's boss select, press B to boss select everything. So we're going to duplicate this, press Shift D to duplicate and let's move this to the side. Press Shift D to duplicate again, let's move this to the side. So let's press Alt H to bring back our background. Let's select this first candle. Let's change the color. Let's go to Material tab. Let's duplicate this right here. You can duplicate this right here to add a new material. Then let's change the color. We can give this a purple color. I think this is not looking bad. Then let's do the same for this one. Let's select this one right here. Let's change the color. Let's first duplicate. Then let's select our camera right here. So let's go to camera properties. Let's scale this out a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do something else right now. Before we render, I'm going to select this one. I'm going to delete, press X to delete. I'm going to add a smoke effect to this one. So to do that, I'm going to place my cursor right here. Press numpad 7 to view from the top view. Shift and right click to place your cursor right here. So I'm going to be using a PNG image. If you want this PNG image that I'm going to use, you can check the link on the description, or you can take online. You can just search for smoke effects PNG. You will definitely see it. I think they are free. So let's press Shift A. I'm going to add my smoke effect as an image. Press Shift A. Let's go to image. I'm going to select image as plain. This is my smoke effects right here, so I'm going to add it. So if you notice in rendered view, this is cycles. This is how the smoke is looking, and this is how it's looking in our material view. So I'm going to move the transmission to 1. Let's increase the roughness to 1. So I'm going to reduce this IOR to 133. Then let's rotate this and see. Let's turn off the specular. Let's go to specular. So if you notice, it's already showing here. The smoke effect is already showing here if you pay attention. So one more thing before we render, let's go to compositor right here. Let's turn on this use node. I'm going to press Shift A to add a glare node to this. Let's put this here and let's zoom in. We're going to change this to fog glow and we're going to increase the quality to high. And we're going to increase the size. If you want, you can increase yours. So let's move this out and let's add a denoise. Shift A to add a denoise to this. Let's select the candle and the flames. Let's bring this up a little bit. Let's select this light and let's increase the size. Let's select this one and let's increase the size. So let's select the candles, holding Shift, press Tab to enter edit mode. So I'm going to add loop cut around here, Ctrl R to add a loop cut, and let's leave it there. Then let's add another loop cut, Ctrl R to add a loop cut, and let's leave it there. Ctrl R to add another loop cut. Same for this one, and let's leave it there. Let's switch to material preview and let's tab out of edit mode. Okay, I think this is looking better. So we're going to render this and see how it's looking. Let's go to render, or you can press F12 to render as an image. Alright guys, our image has rendered and this is the final look. If you like this tutorial and find it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials like this, and I hope to see you in my next video.